At one time, Animal Collective represented an interesting moment in the recent history of recorded music. Talk about early 21st century optimism. It was going to be like the 60s again, that period from 2007 to 2010. Afterward, everyone became more cynical and angry. It felt better. But before that, Strawberry Jam, Merriweather Pavilion, it was a happier time. What coalesced into such a moment of rising, and what changed? It arose from a sense of optimism and happiness which was forming around the later 2000s. Possibly it had to do with the good feeling, hope of the 2008 presidential election in the United States, or a sense that after a few ugly bumps in the 2000s, the beautiful euphoric future of the 21st century would arise in the 2010s. People even felt very optimistic about social media, Facebook even, at one time. What a sickening contrast. Eventually, everyone became angry with and on social media, perhaps rightfully so, and then the catastrophic, scary world events, the 2010s, became a hectic, unpredictable place. By 2012, it was worth accepting that the world wasn't what we hoped it would be. By 2017, it drove everyone insane, the chaos of human history. There had to be an explanation. QAnon! Oh my god, we're in trouble as a species. What ruined that optimism exactly? It wasn't just geopolitics. Some quarters of the world were still behaving as jubilant, wild and free, unadulterated and shameless as ever. What destroyed it? Well, to be honest, bitter and angry, sociopathic, narcissistic cretins wanted to burn down everyone's happiness for their own sadistic amusement. It arose from Tumblr. I knew these people in real life. They didn't truly have grievances of any normalized establishment. They were just bitter about what they perceived as superior material happiness and wanted to reduce their opponent's happiness as much as possible. Social media social climbers wanted to make others envy them, and so they tried to demonize the acts of carefree, shameless behavior as much as possible, unless supporting it could make them feel as though they were assisting some designated underdog. So what about Animal Collective? Well, Animal Collective were one of the most excited and interesting bands of the 2000s. They made the world still seem rich and highly interesting. Centipede HZ was an uninspired mistake. Painting With was a stellar return to form, and that year was also optimistic in its own way, before November/December, yeah. Tangerine Reef wasn't essential, Crestone is nice enough, again not essential, and Time Skiffs is really very good, but not a major classic. You see, Animal Collective are scared now. Like the world is scared of expressing itself for fear of being berated and belittled by the entire internet or social media spectrum, Animal Collective are also frightened. They probably don't feel as good about the lambasting of Centipede HZ, but it was uninspired, and I'll never understand where they were coming from with that. But Painting With was secure, confident, creative, and sharp. What has changed since? If the new Animal Collective album is considered bad, it will be Centipede HZ's reception times 10. They don't want the mockery, so they played it pretty safe, though still fairly satisfying, for Time Skiffs. I blame the world for the state of society. I blame the people. Not the governments this time, not even, but you people. In a rush to criticize and tear everything down, you turned everyone into the subject of some nonsense wannabe police state, and the state itself barely had to lift a finger. I hope you're all happy. Oh well, this album is still a brilliant manifestation of neo-psychedelia, a 21st century modern contemporary bastion of free psych sounds, making the ideals of the late 1960s counterculture more relevant than ever. It ties it through to rave culture, contemporary party aesthetics, and good-feeling, millennial-based optimism in general. I still consider it a major classic, an absorbing accomplishment of recorded music. Maybe even a masterpiece, in some spaces.